Hello students, welcome to e-learning. I am Navdeep, working as PGTIP in Cambridge International School, Dusua. Students, we have already started with MySQL and in the last lecture we have discussed about the installation and working with MySQL. So today we will focus the basics of SQL. As you all know that SQL stands for Structured Query Language. So in basics, we will study that what are the crucial aspects of database and how they are implemented using SQL in MySQL. So without discussing too much, we'll move to the today's topic. Now see here students that the information about databases and tables, what are the commands are used for this one. The very first command it is written over here is show databases. So when we get connected, this is the key statement that is to view the existing databases in MySQL. And if we have to access one of the particular database, the statement here is use database. Clear? Like yesterday we used use school to switch over to the school database. Similarly, if we want to see the current selected database, for that we have the statement is select database, then parenthesis. It will show the current database in which we are working. Similarly, we can see in a database whatever the number of tables that we have. If we are having multiple tables or one table, so that all those tables we can show with the help of the statement show tables. And all these statements we will work now only. And to see the structure of the table, we have a statement describe table. So I think it's best that we do all those aspects side by side so that you become familiar with all those concepts. Now students, we have moved to the command prompt, and yesterday also we discussed the points how to connect with MySQL. So I will move to my XAMPP folder, cd MySQL, cd bin MySQL, then mention the username. So now it is saying can't connect to the local server. The reason is that we have not started the XAMPP till now. So first, the foremost point here is students, what we have learning today, that we have to start the XAMPP. So I told you how to start with the XAMPP control panel. Now this is the XAMPP, and here we have to start this Apache and MySQL. Click on the start button just, and similarly click on the start button for MySQL. Just now minimize this option. Now to you have to use this statement again, just use the arrow keys, press enter. Now see, the connectivity is done now. So that highlights the importance of XAMPP, that first we need to start our server and then we can get connected with this one. Now the very first command is show databases. So this is the databases that we have. yesterday we were working with which database? CIS the SUA. Clear? So how to do that? Use CIS the SUA. Now see this part is shown at the bottom side. So you will be now be able to view this just to have a better view. So here now you can have the a bit better view now. So this is how we have used the change our database to CIS the SUA. So students, now you can have a better view of the database, use the SUA and clear and show databases. That will show you the all the databases. Then the next step was use, or let's say not use but show tables. So these are the tables that we have yesterday made here. For that we have a command show tables. So this is how we have started yesterday, and these are the databases, and we can have a list of all these databases. To show the current database, we have a statement select database. That will show you the current database in which we are working. So students, this is just the repetition that what we have covered yesterday. These are the basics, and from here onwards we will move to the, we'll just make a one more another very important database. uh, so we'll try to create one more database. So to see the list of all databases, show databases. So that is the list of databases, and let us say we want to use here use school database, and here in this school database we want to use show tables. It is shown a bit on the lower side, and show tables but not with the parentheses. Show tables. So now here you can see the, it has student and guardian table, and so now you can have a better view of the this student. And if we want to see the structure of these tables, so desk, student. So you can see the structure of this student one. Let's see here from the better side. So you can see the structure here. Clear? And here you can see the structure, like the student is having the attributes roll number, name, date of birth, and guardian ID. And we can see how many rows we were having yesterday. Select star from table name is student. So there were just two rows were there, and guardian ID was there 111 and 222. Clear? So let's say today we will revise how to, we'll see what statement we are learning here. So let us say I want to delete this student and create a new one. So drop table student. So I have told you yesterday, students also use this statement very carefully. Now the query is okay. Now you can see select star from student. Now student table is nowhere, doesn't exist now. Now I want to create a newer one. So see what is the statement for that. Create table. Table name is student, and first attribute I wanted to have is roll number. I want to keep it as integer, as well as I want to keep it as primary key. Data type and primary key I have made. Then I want to have a name, and that is varchar 25 is the length for this one. Size is this, and let's say stream of students, whether they belongs to commerce, humanities, or science, medical, non-medical. So let's say it's is 15 just needed, and then is there average marks. Average marks I want to keep it as decimal, and the last one is their class, and class I want to keep it as character, let's say 3. Now see there is some error here. We'd like to first see what is this error is. So now it is saying that that you have error in SQL statement. Check the manual that corresponds to the MariaDB server version for the right syntax to use near marks decimal. So see the command this. So average marks, there should not be like anything left in between this. So I will try to rectify this. Average marks like this, and just try to press the enter key. So now it is okay. Now students here, now you can see the, if you want to see the structure, how you can see the structure, the statement here is desk. Now my table name is student. So here you are having the structure of the table. With them now we are having 5 fields: roll number as a primary key, name, stream, average marks, and class. So these are the attributes, and now we will try to enter the records here. Clear? So this is how we can check the structure of the table, view the structure of the table, and then proceed further. Now my target is to insert data here. Insert into my table name is student, and first I want to put the roll number is 1, name of the student is Karan, then is next is his stream. His stream is, let's say, medical. Then his average marks, let's say 78.5, and then his, let's say, class with section is 12B. Just press the semicolon, enter, and see here there is one problem is here. So that problem is 1 current medical at this. Now what sort of the problem we are getting here in? You have error in this. Check the manual that correspond to MariaDB server that the right syntax to use near 1. So we have basically used the quotes for 1. But see here what we have done here. So very small sort of a mistake we have made here is that we have left the keyword values. Now see one row affected, and see that whether that is there inside now. So select star from table name is student. Now you see here students, one row has been added. Clear? So now moving forward, I want to add yet another row. So rather than typing it again, just use the arrow keys here and start entering the second record. Second record is, that is of Divakar. And his stream is not medical but commerce. His marks are bit more, 89, 89.2, and his section is 11C. Just press enter. Now the CD another row is entered, and we will try to insert one more row. Here is the third student is Divya. Enter his roll number, that is a primary key. Divya, and she also belongs to commerce stream, and his percentage is 68.2, and her section is 12C. Just press enter, and you see one more row is added here, and to see the records, select star from table name is, what is the table name we have kept as student, and you see here now 3 records are here. So this is we have done the basics to add like these students. Now we can apply a small sort of a query over here. How to apply a query, we'll just see. So let us say list the names of students, those who are from in a particular class here. So list all the students, those who are from a particular stream. So let's say we want to see the commerce students. Select star from student where stream is equal to commerce. I think so. We should try this one. And you see all the commerce students are here. Similarly, you can make it right for medical one also. So Karan is the only student that is there from the medical stream. So like this way, the small sort of query based on the condition, like here the condition is where stream is commerce, and here where we have applied the condition that the stream is medical. So these sort of small conditions you can apply. Based on name also you can apply a query here. How we can do that? You see here, select star from student where name is equal to, let's say, Divya, or roll number based also we can go with this. Clear? So we have seen the Divya's record. Similarly, if we want to put a query based on the roll number, let's say we don't know the name, we just know the roll number. Roll number is equal to, let's say, 2. Clear? So 2 roll number. We have very few records here in the table. Students, you can make a bigger table here. Clear? So this table I have selected from your book. It is available in the book. So try to make the tables from the book and add at least 10 rows and then apply the different sort of small queries over there. Clear? So this is we have done how to basically create a table, apply the primary key constraint, and then how to insert values, show the values. Clear? And we have applied these small sort of queries over there. So this is just simple step. We have already done this yesterday, and making practice is very important. And I already told you that that you must be careful while you are applying the drop statement. Students, now we will learn that how to add a attribute a bit later. So for that we have a statement alter table, and my table name is student. Now let's say I want to add a new attribute named as grade. So how can do this? Just now add the attribute name. Add is the keyword. Then my attribute name is grade. Let's keep grade, and then is the his data type character. Let's say you have only just one is the size, and I apply the not null constraints also, that I have to fill this one. So duplicates warning is there because I have kept it as not null, and presently they all are not null. So now select star from the table student and you see the grade is there now. Now we can put up the grade values here. Now we see how to enter the grade values here. We have a update. So how we apply the update statement here? First update, then is the table name is student, and set grade equal to B, where roll number is 1, that is current. So one row changed. You can see how the row is changed here. Just try to enter here, and you see here now grade has been entered for Karan. Similarly, we can do it for others also. Just use the arrow keys, and for roll number 2, that is Divakar, and his grade is A. And C at the end, press enter key. And you see one row is vectored. Similarly, we can change the grade of Divya. His grade is C. Enter. And now how to see the changes have been made or done or not, to check that. To select star from student, and here you see that the grades of all the students have been updated. So students, we have seen how to add a field or a column later on, and how to update the contents based on that very attribute. So today we have added few more statements, and the best way is to basically practice. If we just see the theory part and try to do the things, so that will not work here in IT. You will have to practice all these things. Practice is the most crucial aspect. Clear? So my humble request to all the students is that what we are learning here, practice this. We have already done yesterday how to install MySQL, and then try to use MySQL on your system. And the best way is that you start working with the databases. So now moving to the PPT part. Students, yesterday we did and discussed about the database, just focusing again on the theoretical aspect. So like how we collect and structure the data. The structured collection of data is in the form of tables. Then in tables we have fields, then we apply different queries, and in the end we generate reports also. You know what are the reports? Reports are the summarized data. Like we have quarterly reports, we have uh, annual reports, we have 6 months reports. So like these sort of reports is basically a summarized data. So this is the basis of the structured collection of data in a database. Here we have, first at the top we have databases. In database we have tables, different tables. Then in tables we have different fields. then we apply query for retrieval of data, and at the end we prepare the reports also. Now you see here in a relational database, our MySQL is a relational database. What it does, it stores data in separate tables. So all the data will not be stored in a single table, like we are storing data here in the example we were discussing in the classroom, that we are having student table, guardian table, and then the attendance table. Attendance information is there in the attendance table, student information there is in student table, and his respective guardian information is there in the guardian table. So the relationship between tables are set, and then we try to basically relate with the tables, one table with another table, with the help of foreign key. So this we can do with, this will help us in for faster and flexible database system. This makes our database faster, and it makes our database system as well as flexible also. Now this is the overall view of our database. At the end we have database, then we have our software, that is the database management system, and here at the outermost level we have user, like we all are user working on our DBMS that ultimately deals with our database. So MySQL is a relational database management system. It manages the storage and retrieval of data to and from the database and hides the complexity of what is actually going on from the user. तो DBMS क्या करता है? DBMS बेसिकली ये जितनी भी कम्प्लेक्सिटीज है ये इसको हाइड करके रखता है, अब्स्ट्रैक्ट करता है उसको, यूजर को जस्ट अपने काम के अकॉर्डिंग इसको कमांड देनी पड़ती है और ये ऑटोमेटिकली उस तरह का डाटा डाटाबेस में से DBMS हमें फेच करके देगा. हमारा अभी DBMS कौन सा है? हम यूज कर रहे हैं MySQL. तो ये दिस इज द बेसिकली द ओवरऑल व्यू हाउ द डाटाबेस वर्क. यहाँ पे यूजर है जो काम कर रहा है, वो इंस्ट्रक्ट करता है अपने DBMS को, और DBMS जो सॉफ्टवेयर है वो डाटाबेस में से रिक्वायर्ड इंफॉर्मेशन को उसमें इंसर्ट भी करता है, उसको फेच भी करता है, उसको स्टोर भी करता है. ऑल दी ऑपरेशंस ऑन द डाटाबेस आर अप्लाइड बाय द DBMS, और जो हम सॉफ्टवेयर यूज कर रहे हैं दैट इज द MySQL. तो ये सारे बेसिक जो हैं दैट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर फंक्शनिंग. तो थ्योरी एज वेल एज दी प्रैक्टिकल, बोथ दी एस्पेक्ट्स शुड बी clear to us. So students, today we have practiced a bit the practical aspects, how to apply different commands in MySQL, database को कैसे हमने यूज़ करना है, और जितनी भी हमने कमांड्स की हैं आज, try to practice this. If you still face and encounter some problems, so you can discuss it with me. So in the end, I thank you all for attending today's session. So thank you very much.